The way people treat you is a reflection of what's going on inside themselves and not specifically to do with you. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Hiba, and if you're new, welcome as well. So today I want to talk about something that is so relevant to everyone's lives. I feel like as we grow, as we get older, as we learn, we need to cultivate the feeling of being unbothered. We will come across so many situations in our life, whether it's through dating, friendship, work, people on the street, where there's going to be disagreement. Today this isn't scripted, but I'm going to go through a bit of a list. So first and foremost, you should go through life by the values that you have and not based on how other people treat you or act towards you. What a shame it would be to live your life adapting to other people's behaviours. You need to figure out what your values are and stay strong with them. So for example, my values are not losing your cool and shouting at people, trying my best to not gossip about people. Yes, of course I'm not perfect, but I have certain things that I align with that make me feel like I'm a good participant on this planet. I don't want to add to any collective negativity. I try my best to be as much of a good person as possible within what my beliefs are. I've had situations where I've had disagreements with people based on the fact that we have a different vision and idea of how you should treat other people. So I'm not going to change my beliefs just to people please someone that has an issue with me when it goes against my values and beliefs. What you can do in situations where you disagree with someone is you can acknowledge them if there's a situation where you're forced to acknowledge them and have the conversation, or you can decide to step away from the situation and just not acknowledge it. You don't have to acknowledge it. We don't need closure with things. We don't need to flog a dead horse. We don't need to argue with people that have different opinions than us. Now, self-awareness is truly important. So if you have the guts to really look at yourself and think, am I the problem? Then yes, you can adapt and change based on your values and your beliefs and what you think is the right and wrong way to be on this earth. But it shouldn't be based on other people. People can give you opinions about yourself, and they may all be wrong. Fine, they might be right in some ways, but they may all be wrong. The other day I was feeling tired because I partied the night before, and I went for coffee with my friends and I was venting just about a certain situation, and I feel like it was a situation I never vented about before. And some of my friends commented, oh wow, like you're such an overthinker, Hiba. Just a sweeping statement, you're such an overthinker. Just because I had that moment of weakness and confided in my friends out here in this new country that I live in doesn't mean I'm an overthinker. And I feel like self-awareness is key, because sometimes one friend will be venting more than the other friend, and then another day someone else will be venting more. So I think it's really important to recognize what you are and what you aren't, because if you have a low self-esteem, you're going to believe those people and you're going to label yourself as that. But you don't need to label yourself as things that other people see you. You can just be unbothered and accept that that's what some people might think, and that's okay. You don't need to argue with them. You don't need to push your narrative on them. You can just accept that that's their opinion, and you can readapt and readjust your friendships and the way you hang out with and the way you talk with those specific people. You can just do that on your own. You don't have to talk it out with them. It all depends on the situation as well. It depends how much you value the friendship. It depends if you can move on from something without having to have a full-blown conversation about it. Some friends are meant for fun friends, some friends are meant for confiding in, etc, etc. So you really have to look within yourself and do some soul searching and think, what is it that's important to me? Whose opinions are important to me? And are you going to change as a result of that, or are you just going to brush it away and accept that people are allowed opinions and move on and move forward and continue on your self-growth journey? I've noticed throughout my healing journey, and I'm not sure if you've noticed this with you as well, that the more I heal, the more inner peace I feel. So it can be any situation, from social situations where I've felt left out, or situations where in dating where I feel like taken advantage of, or working environments where there seems to be like a pecking order or something like that. I've noticed in my journey of healing, I take more moments to stop and pause and acknowledge things before I react. I am much better at picking and choosing what is worth my energy and what is not. I'm better at picking and choosing what I should care about and what I should not. I'm better at accepting people for their flaws. I'm better at accepting myself for my flaws, and that really transmutes through that healing journey and process, because you start to feel this inner peace, you start to feel this certain slowness, you get less angry, you get less passionate, and you start to realize that that's their issues, and you've just got to focus on your healing and growth journey. And if other people are not on that journey with you, that's okay. Like my therapist will say, your life is a train, and if some people want to get off at a stop, that's okay. And if some people want to go on the journey with you, then that's cool too. But ultimately, your life is the train, and people will come on and off throughout different points, and that's okay. I'm in a new country and I'm meeting so many new people because I'm really trying to put in effort with putting myself out there rather than isolating myself, which is so easy to do. It's so easy for me to isolate myself and do art and do my YouTube videos and hang out with family and just do things alone. But I'm trying my best to put myself out there and make new friends. The difference is when you're from your home country, you have the same friends, so you've already learnt about each other, you've already built that trust with each other, you've already learnt what triggers your friends have, your friends have learnt what triggers you have, you've kind of gone through the trials and tribulations and gone through to the other side. What I've noticed living in a new country, it's all new energy, it's all new friendships, it's all new. So you will come across some really peculiar situations that you've never had before. Enough for me to sometimes feel like, I don't know, I want to run back to London. But alas, I also think that I'm in a very privileged situation where I learn about different people, different environments, different cultures, and it helps and aids in my growth journey. Yes, your journey of growth can be and will probably be lonely, but in the long run, it's going to benefit you more than anything. So I've learned to cultivate this feeling of being unbothered in this new country in many different ways. One way is I was talking to a girl and I said to her, oh, I just showed her like some photos of my friend. I was like, oh, maybe you know her because you grew up in the same place. And she was like, oh yeah, your friend's so pretty. We're so ugly compared to her. So for me, where my beliefs are as this healed, growing, strengthened person is that I am beautiful. I really, really value myself, from my hair to my eyes to my body to my soul. I've really combed through on my healing journey. That's why I do these videos. And I had this kind of sting. It felt like a sting of when I got bullied when I was younger. And then I was like, hold up, Hibbo. On every level, you have cultivated this aura and glow around you. Don't let people remove that glow from you that I've just spent years growing and building. And I shook myself off. I shook off her energy. I went home, I saged, I Palo Santo'd. And it goes back to the initial quote at the beginning of this video. People will treat you based on what is going on inside of them and not specifically to do with you. Maybe that girl feels insecure. Maybe that girl spent that lifetime seeing photos of my friend thinking, oh my God, she's so beautiful, and just put herself as less than. I'm not putting myself beneath anyone. I see my worth, I see my value, I see my beauty, and we're all beautiful in our own ways. And just because a certain society or culture or media tells you what beauty ideals are, doesn't make you any less beautiful. I completely lost my trail of thought because there has been so much noise coming from outside. So I'm going to round up this video and get more into detail with it another day because I'm not working from a script. I'm literally going through my mind. What I wanted to say was the way that I cultivated unbotheredness through that specific situation was I had a moment on my own. I went and I cleansed my energy. I had a breather and I was like, no, Hibba, you are that badass bitch. You are this hot, beautiful being who spends every single day growing themselves, bettering themselves. Your beauty radiates from within, and you should think the same about you. If anyone tries to bring you down, that is their problem. That is not your problem. That is not your burden to bear. So if you're in a situation where you feel put on the spot by a person, by someone that you're dating, by work, whatever it is, you have every right to step away from the situation and take some deep breaths. What happens on your healing journey and you start to learn about your values and who you are as a person, you're less vulnerable to negative situations. You're less vulnerable to people trying to bully you or attack you. you need to work on that immediately today, so that when you are in these situations, you're pre-prepared. So if someone tries to call you ugly, you know you're not ugly. If someone tries to mock your personality or the way you deal with things, if you've already gone through it with yourself and you know how you deal with things are fine and good and it's like your own version, then you're good when someone tries to knock you down or put you down or make little jabbing comments. So this is how you can feel better immediately, knowing that it's their problem and it's not yours. This is how you be unbothered. Life ultimately is between you and the universe, or you and God, or whatever it is that you believe in, whatever being, whatever thing that's greater than you. Ultimately, that's what life is. It's between you and whatever creator you believe in. If you don't believe in anything, then it could be karma, it can be good energy, it can be whatever you think, but it's between you and them, okay? It's not between you and your mother, it's not between you and your father. So seek refuge and peace in knowing that you are on this journey with yourself. Forget everyone else. This is, just be unbothered in the fact that you know that regardless on who crosses your path, that it's between you and the creator, or between you and the universe, or between you and God, or whatever you believe in. That should help you find some inner peace right now, knowing that. I'm going to delve into all of these subjects deeper when I haven't lost my voice and I'm not like dying and there's like 100 background sounds, but I really hope this video is helping you guys. I'm going to end it with this. Take pride in your growth. Take pride in the values that you have. Take pride in your daily efforts to be better and do better. And guess what? Especially now I've moved to a new country and I'm out of my like London bubble, I'm realizing that most people don't do the work. And if people decide to do the work, which they might not, they have a long, long way to go. And that kind of scares me for them, because the healing journey is not an easy one, it's a painful one. And the longer they leave it, the longer they're gonna suffer. So seek pride in knowing that you're doing the work, you're watching the videos, you're doing your self-help, you're doing your growth, you're opening up your mind, you're journaling, you are assessing situations. Be proud of yourself if you're doing that, and keep going and have that faith and excitement and passion for the fact that you are bettering your life, and that is all that matters. And I hope all of these different subjects that I've talked about has helped you figure out ways to be less bothered in life. I'm gonna love you and leave you, and I'm excited to do some really in-depth videos coming up soon that are gonna be more scripted, and I will definitely see you soon. Sending you love and light and good vibes.